Hello and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time, I'm Pavel, a senior software engineer from Olomouc, Czech Republic. And on this channel you can find my podcast where I talk with software engineering guests and also a little vlog you are watching right now. As you can see, it's a lovely day here in Olomouc and I'm really glad because that means spring is coming and that will make everything better. Because if there is some period throughout the year which is really challenging, for time management for me, it's these winter months with all the winter children illness. To be honest, I think there was just 1 week since Christmas when everyone at home was healthy and all good. So it's really dragging for a long time. Let's go for a little walk because the day is lovely, as I said, and let's talk about how is it to do software engineering with two small little kids at home from all perspectives you can imagine. Okay, so I found a nice quiet corner, and just a matter of fact that behind me, that's not church, that's actually library. It used to be church, but it's not serving as church for a long time, and they actually managed to renovate it quite recently, so I'm really glad that we can have such a nice new place in Olomouc. Okay, let's talk software engineering and kids and family and juggling all of this and managing not to get crazy basically. One thing that I always envy about my younger colleagues is that they have all this time. I'm a career switcher, so I got into software engineering with one kid already and with a lot of family duties. So I never actually experienced what it is to have basically all the time in the world to get better, to improve, and to play with various stuff, with various libraries and everything. I need to be very cautious about my time because there is only so much of it. My everyday looks like in the morning I get my kid, take him to kindergarten, then I go to work. I work in office because I prefer that way for obvious reasons. Because home office and small apartment and let's face it, two small kids doesn't really get well together when it comes to productivity. So I go to office and then when I get home, late afternoon, it's basically family time. All the duties you need to somehow get through. And then in the evening, when everyone gets to sleep, that's basically my content creation time. So I like to write various stuff on LinkedIn. I like to write newsletter, and recently I started with podcasting and this blog. So that kind of helps me to stay sane. But most of the time, I need to reserve period like 10 to midnight for all this stuff. So it can get a little bit crazy when something like one or both kids are ill come up, and nights can be a lot more sleepless than usual. See for yourself this clip that I actually recorded 2 nights before, and it was kind of rough night. And now imagine, going in the morning to the job after a few such nights. Not a pleasant experience, let me tell you. Well, this is going to be a rough night. My kid is sick for like third or fourth time this year. He has quite high fever, so I slept for a bit, but I can't really sleep now. So I just thought let's just shoot the beginning of the tomorrow's video, and I hope I will get some time outside to shoot it. And it will be about work-life balance and what to do when things go sideways, like tonight. See you tomorrow. Well, it used to be like this. You know, when things start to falling apart, the only choice you have is to start prioritizing drastically, right? And I used to be so angry when I didn't have time to do everything I wanted, and when I had plans and I was stuck for like 4 weeks or a month because I just couldn't realize them, because kids were sick, something happened, I had to just prioritize my work. But really in the end it's the only way, right? You just need to do essentials and then find a way to get back to what you were doing as soon as possible. I don't know if you have some recipe how to do that, in a better way, but I think it is what it is, right? You know what's the most important thing when we are talking about life and work balance? It's to be able to detach from the job. It's to be able to just switch that thinking engine in the background of your brain off and be mindful about the time with your family. And that's also something that I had to, learn, because it's not easy. We are constantly thinking about, this bug that I struggle to solve, about implementation of the next feature, about all this stuff. And in the end, it doesn't matter. When you come home and you should be with your family, just be with your family. So I've been walking through the streets of my lovely hometown, Olomouc, for maybe 40 more minutes you didn't see, thinking about what should be the take-home message of this video. And I think it's actually quite important one, regardless of the facts, like how much you actually love software engineering, how tight are the deadlines, and anything else. This job is never worth to sacrifice your relationships, your family, your life, what's important in your life. And finally, also don't sacrifice your mental health and your health in general. It's not worth it. It's not worth any money you could be offered. It's not worth anything you can imagine. So stay healthy, stay mindful, and if you like the video, just shout out in the comments. I always appreciate it, and see you next Sunday.